Uh-oh, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a corridor with some junk on it.
And this
This is like two guys talking.
and this game is a human evolution or revolution?
Revolution.
Revolution.
It's
Well,
a revolution.
Who's on mic? Who do we have on mic right now?
Well, there's me, Mike Grimm.
Me, Chris Antista, and our special guest,
Oh yeah, Antoine Thisdale, game designer.
game designer, of Deus Ex, Revolution. Evolution.
Revolution.
Man,
It's a revolution.
this threw me
Think of
off. My own joke threw me off.
Jimi Hendrix and
So
Beatles.
about where are
Revolution.
we in the game right now?
Well, we're in a location that we call FEMA. It's basically sort of an underground place, and it's about a third into the game in the story, more or less. And it's actually the first time that the main character, Adam Jensen, actually finds out what's going on. He gets like answers to his questions, and basically it's almost the eye of the beholder in this. It's just he finds like those spec ops, like these guys we see right now, getting all sorts of weird mission objectives, and like it doesn't add up, and they're not supposed to be there. So from just looking at the environment and everything, and then your mission is actually to find out who these guys are exactly, because Jensen actually recognizes them from the attack that happens at the beginning of the game, and they're responsible for all the killing and putting him under the scalpel as well. There you go. Now Johnny is just creating a mess of things.
And Grim, you've had some experience with the game or some time with it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, but then everybody I talk to, they can play the same demo, and they both have different stories. Different stories that come out of the exact same demo. So you started out by headshotting this person.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to go down that way. You had
Absolutely not. Well, actually, the game is based on player's choice, and from choices there are consequences naturally. And right now, I think the idea is to just kill everyone.
Yeah.
But it could have been like totally different, where you can actually not use any weapons, for example, or use non-lethal weapons.
Or could you have ducked straight into this duct?
Absolutely.
And avoided conflict altogether?
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Just need not to be seen or anything. Now the alarms is raised and everything, so he's in trouble. But
You got him riled up and confused. That could be beneficial.
well, it's all a matter of like what he's doing right now, using a lot of cover. The cover system is made for that, for observation and for staying a cool head or.
Oh, and look at that, because it looks like he actually has a health meter.
Yeah, at the top left.
It's not just retinal damage, isn't the modern shooter trope?
No, we made a lot of efforts into incorporating not only a HUD, but a sort of augmented reality aspect to it, like the quick inventory that we just saw now, selecting quick weapons or some nutrients.
Jesus, it's a huge gun.
One of the things too is that I thought was neat was with the augmentations, you can sort of upgrade the HUD a bit too, so the map has
Absolutely.
more information and that kind of thing on it.
Yeah, but actually, he's just at a basic level right now. But if you see just below the health, there's energy bars.
Yeah,
there's little batteries, so you can actually augment that as well. He's not really using the augments right now, but when you use them, the batteries deplete, just like my iPhone did. And there you go, take down, and then no more energy. Yeah, so it's going to replenish for the first cell. The first cell never dies. It always replenishes to its full capacity. But you can augment yourself, use more cells. I think you can go up to 5. And you can use nutrients to replenish that energy as well.
Yeah.
But it's always going to go down to the first cell.
Okay.
One of the augments actually lets you go stealth too, right?
Yeah. We support we call from the beginning of the development, we call the 4 pillars of gameplay. So we got the combat and stealth, which is a big major ones that needs to be supported, and we also have the hacking and the social, which are not really important right now because he's in so much trouble.
He can't talk his way out of it at this point.
Yeah, no, especially not with a turret like that. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, that didn't work.
Oh. Okay, so what happens here?
Well, all right. Right now he's in trouble.
Yeah.
That's for, it's obvious. But the turret is basically automated, so it's just looking for targets.
Yeah.
If he was clever, he'd probably just go find a security hub that controls it, hack it, and then gain control of it, so he could shut it down, or he could turn it against the enemies. So the turret would believe that. Oh, there you go. But a turret would believe that Adam Jensen is actually his friend, and all the spec ops, the guys in black and red, are actually enemies. So just start shooting. And another thing that you could do with it is actually just take it and throw it. Kill people with it, or actually turn it against the enemies, that just use it as a mobile turret. And there you go, he's got it now.
Oh, and like, where does this game take place in the Deus Ex franchise as a whole? Did you tell me it was a prequel?
Yeah, it's a prequel. I think the original game takes place in 58, I think, 2058, and we take place in 2027.
2027.
Yeah, and the idea was to really start from the beginning and tell the story of how the whole augmentation thing took place. So we're more mechanic, it's less organic and nanotechnology than the Deus Ex original game, Deus Ex 1.
See, I was telling Grim, I thought I played all through date, but I just played with the ragdoll physics, and I didn't do anything of consequence. I didn't have a gaming PC. I was doing it on a friend's computer, so. But Grim brought me up to speed. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. That's the one thing I like about this a lot too. Is that I don't want to sound preachy, but the whole transhumanist thing or whatever is it's really interesting. The story in this, from what I've seen, is really it's pretty interesting. If you like the first one, you'll definitely like what this sort of does with it, from what I've seen.
Well, I think the writers, Mary would probably be a better person to talk about this in details, but sort of use the same kind of elements for storytelling. So character talkings and social aspects and reading things like the computer emails and stuff like that. So it's all the same mechanics that were created for the Deus Ex, the original game.
Yeah. I definitely liked all the little side stuff, like just the emails and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like the first game, there was just so much stuff, just wander around and explore. And I mean, from what I've seen on this, they do a lot of that as well.
Exactly. I'll just say it's exactly the same thing with this title now. Actually, if you guys get the chance, actually take time to read their emails, because the writers have a bit too much time on their hands sometimes.
Where are we right now? Are those servers?
All right. Well, it's still in FEMA. It's pretty much the end of FEMA. This is like a big room. Actually, I missed that before, but you get down this elevator and you know that you're getting close to your objective, because at that point you're supposed to find out, because the guy that attacked Seraph Industries, your boss's company at the beginning of the game, is there. You've seen him. We demoed that before in a press tour we did in April. And so you actually see the face. So Jen says, like, these guys are here, we need to get them. And then his boss says, go ahead. And now you know that you're getting close, because there's nobody there anymore. I mean, everybody. Johnny just killed everyone, but basically he just went through the whole thing, and now you're sort of getting closer and closer to the end of that installation, that big building.
Getting a calm before the storm by.
Yes,
pretty much.
Definitely.
And talking about storms. Also, using energy right now, boosting a little bit of with nutrients, and he's got a bit of a health going on. There you go.
Okay. I knew he wasn't going to be friendly.
But he looks so nice.
Well,
Nobody that tall is that nice.
He's like 8 feet tall or something.
He must be the one who mucked up my operation at the morgue.
They both got robot arms, you think they'd be friends.
Oh, that's gonna be a pleasure.
There you go. Money shot right there.
I've been passed a note. Is this Antoine? Is this something you designed?
Actually, I was involved in the design of a bit of the character, not too much of the characters, but mostly the boss fights themselves. And this is the first in the game. It's the first time you actually pitch yourself against one character, and the only way to get away is to actually defeat him in whichever way you can find him.
And we're into avoid spoiling anything. We are gonna. Oh my goodness,
sucker!
To avoid spoiling anything, we're gonna cut out of the video before the end of the fight. So be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy run!
So
yeah, that's Lawrence Barrett, and he's basically the thug. He's the muscle of the Tyrants. Tyrants being like a special group within the Spec Ops. Oh, you missed! How could you miss? Oh no! And he's basically his brute. He's basically he hammers you down whichever way you can, and basically you need to sort of run and make it a. I'd say right now that Johnny's playing without God mode on, so if he dies, it's gonna be funny. He's gonna all laugh, and no pressure, John.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, cheap
that's
shot, there you go.
interesting.
Yeah, he's basically when you shoot him with a stun gun or use a EMP grenade on him, it makes the same effect as
Yeah.
an EMP, and he's just disabled for a little while, so he couldn't use his augmentations anymore.
Right.
That's why he throws grenades at you a lot, because he's really pissed off. And
He doesn't seem like a thinking type.
No.
not that much, no. No, it's
Careful.
Come on, Jenny, run. That was one of the main interest with the boss fights in Deus Ex, because it's not the kind of game that necessarily needs boss fights, but we wanted a way to actually take the player by surprise and sort of, I don't want to say force, but really encourage the player to actually try different things. And the general boss fight is usually one of two things. It's usually to teach the player with the new mechanic, but in Deus Ex it doesn't really work, because you have access to all the mechanics you want anytime you want. That's the point of the game. But it's also about telling the player, trying to teach the player new tricks. And when you can't just give him a new feature or a new weapon or something, then you sort of force him to do things, and that's something that was really important for us. And in this example, Barrett, he's just like pushing you like all the way, so you need to always constantly move, take cover. You see that the environment is just being destroyed completely next to you. So you can't just stay in one position, do nothing, so you need to move, you need to there you go. It's like
Now, for someone that maybe has been playing stealth a lot, you sort of give them options too for the fight so they can handle this kind of thing?
actually, it reacts really well with cloak. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
If you sort of hide long enough, he's going to start teasing you a bit.
Okay.
I call it the Darth Vader syndrome. Just like keeps on talking and teasing you and stuff.
So he'll antagonize you out from your hiding hole.
Yeah. And it actually works. Sometimes it gets kind of frustrating because he gets like personal. And but you see now he's kind of panicking because he's damaged.
Yeah, look at
so the boss fight is to an end pretty clean. Johnny is doing a good job, and
He's giving me a Terminator vibe. What's going to happen? We're not going to spoil anything.
that's really nothing. Okay. You'll notice there's a few quicks that we can do with the boss fights. We don't really hear the music right now, but the music changes as the fight intensifies. Oh, that hurt. And there are also some little telltales as well. He's got the electricity thing going on because he's like damaged, but it's also he throws more grenades and he's more careless as well. He's gonna take less time to move and just go for you quicker.
Yeah.
So it's all about the pressure, seeing how the player can actually interact.
Okay, I think we're at the end of our little commentary. We don't want to spoil anything. You can see it for yourself. When does Deus Ex Human Revolution come out?
It's about in 2 weeks now. It's August 23rd.
Oh man,
Worldwide.
Right in time for PAX. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Antoine.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks.